The birth of Brandy's baby, Bluey and Mackenzie's wedding, dinosaurs in the world of Bluey. These are some of the many ideas we might see in Season 4, so let's not wait any longer and get started. The surprising trip to India. Now we know that Grandpa Bob didn't kick the bucket, he was just partying in India. But that's all we were told. They didn't explain when he left, why he left Nana alone, or who on earth he went with. He must have had some acquaintance or family there. Wait, are you telling me Bluey has family in India? I think we need a whole episode to explain Grandpa Bob's trip to India. Why did he go to India and not another country? And what did he do all that time? Well, we have a few theories we could explore in this episode. Maybe Grandpa Bob went on a retreat organized by his old work buddies. Perhaps it was because of this job that Grandpa Bob lost part of his ear. I mean, in the 80s he still had it, and later there's no explanation for what happened to it. Maybe it's something as absurd as Grandpa Bob, being a typical grandpa, was watching late night infomercials, and one of them had a raffle for a trip that he won. But since it was for only one person, he had to leave Nana behind. Or maybe Nana has heart problems and couldn't travel by plane. This episode should also show us what India looks like in Bluey's world. Since we've only had glimpses of other countries, and we'd all love to visit another part of the world in Bluey. But tell me, what other ideas do you have for this episode about Grandpa Bob? The birth of Brandy's baby. Previously we suggested they should show us what Brandy's life was like, either as a child or when she moved out on her own. We were left with many questions, which remained unanswered, but I don't think Bluey will reveal all these secrets so quickly. Most likely, they will give us the most obvious thing, like the birth of Brandy's baby. Yes, friends, we believe that Season 4 of Bluey will include new children who are part of the Healer family, and this is very obvious. Just think about it. The only children Bluey and Bingo interact with who are family are Socks and Muffin. There's still a lot of room to bring in more kids and more diversity in the episodes, and Brandy's baby wasn't just thrown in there for nothing. This new baby will have a significant role in the episodes, as Bluey and Bingo will now be interacting with the baby. It won't just be flashbacks and memories, we'll see how the entire Healer family interacts with this new baby. But if there's a baby, there has to be a dad, right? Some people think that Brandy doesn't have a husband because he didn't appear at Brad and Frisky's wedding. But I think this episode will show us who Brandy's husband is. We have a few ideas about why he didn't appear in the Onesies episode or at the wedding. It's most likely that this man has an important job that doesn't allow him to be with his family often. Maybe he's constantly transporting things or products by ship to other countries. Maybe he's a pilot, or he does international business. But the other idea we have for this episode will blow your mind. What if it's not the husband who is almost never around, but the whole family? What I mean is, what if Brandy and her family actually live in another country? Maybe that's why she didn't visit Chile very often, and maybe she was afraid of flying, so she didn't have the courage to visit her. After the Onesies episode, Brandy may have gotten a strong message to overcome this fear and not miss Rad and Frisky's wedding. In any case, regarding Brandy's life and all her hidden secrets, I suppose we'll get these answers in episodes we'll see in the distant future. Bluey's child. Now we have to talk about the final scene of the surprise episode. And I mean, when we saw the adult version of Bluey. Tell me, who did Bluey have this child with? And I know many of you are sure that this child is Mackenzie's, especially because of the bent ear. But no so fast, friends, because things get a bit complicated here. Joe Brum himself explained that Bluey's child is designed with features of Mackenzie, but also with features of Jean Luc. What? Yes, folks, we still don't know who this child's father is. And it's most likely that as Season 4 progresses, we'll decide for ourselves who the father is. Because yes, friends, Ludo Studios always pays a lot of attention to what the fans want and like. This has been reflected in several episodes, especially in the sign. Oh yes, all of those fan arts of Rat and Frisky weren't made in vain. So most likely throughout several episodes, they'll gradually reveal who the father is. And finally, we'll have an episode showing Bluey's wedding. Maybe they'll even show us how Bluey's love life began. Maybe it was in high school where she started falling in love. These episodes sound very interesting to watch. Dinosaurs in Bluey's world. Yes, friends, I'm not just saying this randomly. There are so many fan-made things about Bluey and dinosaurs that are very popular. There are animations by YouTubers with millions of views, and even stories made by fans about Bluey visiting dinosaur fossils. But there's also evidence in the series itself. Not only does Brandy have dinosaur fossils all over the house, but in the surprise episode, there's a photo of Bingo that seems to show her in an archaeological site. Come on friends, everyone loves dinosaurs, so Bluey should definitely have an episode dedicated to them. Now let's move on to the next episode, and I have to say something from the bottom of my heart. The truth is that, gradually, everyone forgot about Judo. She went from being the most hated character to the most forgotten. Seriously friends, for those of you who are new to the world of Bluey, if you look back, a lot of hate was dedicated at poor Judo without knowing her story or why she acted the way she did in that controversial Butterflies episode. And I think for season 4, she needs to make a comeback in a positive way. And yes, in season 3, both Wendy and Judo had a radical change in their fur to show they had closed chapters. But I think that in a future episode of season 4, we'll see the return of Judo's dad. While some think her dad might have passed away, the series itself tells us that her dad is still alive. Many times we've seen Wendy alone with the Healer family, while other times we see her taking care of Judo. Most likely, during those times when Wendy is alone, Judo goes to her dad's house to spend time with him. This episode could teach us about acceptance and understanding these complicated relationships, and obviously they'll do it in Bluey's style, making it simple to understand and showing us why there's nothing wrong with it. So get ready, because we might also see Judo's other family, the one with a real dad, his other wife, and children. What do you think about this idea? And since we talked about who might be the father of Bluey's child, we have to talk about the return of Jean Luc. Oh yes, this character was very impactful for many. You could practically say he was the boy character who had the most connection with Bluey. And with that ending in the episode where they reunite, it made us want to see more of Jean Luc. And why not start this episode with the last thing we saw of these two kids? Here, we'd have the return of Jean Luc as he finds Bluey at the tree they planted as kids. It's most likely that Jean Luc now knows how to speak English and can communicate with Bluey. He'd probably tell us many things of his childhood anecdotes, tell us what he does now, and maybe, just maybe, show us how Bluey and Jean Luc become boyfriend and girlfriend. Don't worry friends, I just said that so you could leave in the comments if you're Team Jean Luc or Team Mackenzie. They might just show us how Bluey and Jean Luc's friendship continues. Maybe they'll add each other on Facebook and occasionally share what they've been up to while they were apart. This could even open the possibility of Bluey considering a student exchange to Jean Luc's country. Remember, the country with the most student exchanges is Canada. But don't rush friends, we'll see this in other ideas we have for new Bluey episodes. Let us know in the comments, would you like to see more videos like this one?